The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore, the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess, acts but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is the way it lasts forever. If you overesteem great men, people become powerless. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal. The master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition and toughening their resolve. He keeps people's loss everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellow. The Tao is like the Great Mother, empty yet inexhaustible. It gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born. Thus, it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desire of itself. Thus, it is present for all beings. The master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep it simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Fill your bowl to the brim and it will spill. Keep sharpening a knife and it will blunt. Chase after money and insecurities, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. Can you coax your mind from its wandering and keep it to the original oneness? Can you let your body become as supple as a newborn child's? Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? Can you love people and lead them without imposing your will?
There was this YouTuber who her and her husband are off of YouTube, but
They had a channel called Mother Moon Monastery and Herb Farm, or Madre de Luna. I don't know. It had like 8,000 different names. But she taught me the drip by drip method of life. That life really is in tiny, tiny microdoses, and we're just microdosing everything. Don't try to take the full dose, it's too much! And that's how this is going. This Mama Jamma here, hold on, it's so bright. Here's a piece of the air conditioner out here that's waiting to be put in my car. Cool, it'll be easier to see it. This Mama Jamma up here is taking, this is day 2 of trying to get this out. I've had to cut up here, that big gash. I had to cut up here. I don't know what the best angle so you can see it, that it's cut. I cut there, I had to cut here. Now we are down to, does this mean we're down to the wire? Is that what that, actually, this one was literally down to the wire. There was like one wire holding the whole air conditioner together, and I had to cut it with the angle grinder because it was like actually like a copper wire, real down to the wire. So I'm just taking a little break, but I was just thinking about lessons I learned from YouTubers years ago about drip by drip by drip and going slow, and just knowing that it's going to take so much more time than you think it's going to take. But that's because you need to expect that everything takes a lot of time. And just make that the expectation, that everything takes time. There is no rushing. It's an illusion. The only way that you can rush through your life is by causing pain, trauma, and suffering. Like, the culture we live in is all about product over process. And we're all in pain, and we were all suffering. And I'm just like trying to opt out and live with a lot more fun and joy. But when I push myself too hard in this bus, then it becomes no fun, and then I want to leave, and my stomach hurts, and I get like bubbly gas in my belly. And then I sit down and I relax. I'm just like, oh, I forgot. This is all just a play. This is all just make-believe. So let's just like get back to the play of it. And then before I know it, I'm like up and dancing and moving, and I do like a few more tasks, and then I go home and I play with my dogs. And like, that is how the bus is intersecting with dog training, and really the lessons that I've learned from YouTubers and Yin and Yang. They've taught me so much.
Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening a knife, and it will blunt. Chase after money and insecurities, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity.
Literally one single bolt away from all the air conditioners and all the seats being at least like removed. Even if they're still in the bus, they've been removed from their chokehold. And then the last thing are these things are just, look at this. These things, so hard to get out. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but this is the next big hard project, and they're kind of everywhere. Like, I think that this must have been a handicap shuttle bus, because I've looked at other buses and they don't have nearly as many of these. Yeah, they don't have nearly as many of these, so I have a bunch. That's okay. I also had a thought about maybe, possibly, I could find another chest that's pretty thin to fit within the handicap space, so that I don't, it might just be faster and easier for me to do that than to try to like modify something, because one thing that I'm struggling to figure out how to like organically work in the design is like garage storage space. That's something that I still don't really have. I'm hoping that I can just have
bare minimum tools. Maybe they live in my car, in the trunk. Maybe I find more space in here, some way to put them. But for now, I think I might need like one more chest, trunk, something that I can put my saws, drills. I'm gonna need like at least a 20-foot water hose to make so when I do need to get water into the bus, I can do that. Yeah, there's just things like I live in an RV, and RVs have all that understorage, and my understorage was always filled. Like it was filled with food, it was filled with supplies, like 50 different types of caulk and sealant, because something always needs to be caulk and sealed on an RV. Which this thing so far, it just feels a lot sturdier than my RVs ever did, which is why I don't ever want to go back to an RV. Yeah, woo! Let me finish putting on a new one of these, and then I'm gonna cut that bolt, and then I don't know. I need to go get these out of here. I think I'm gonna make a dump run and get the rest of these, as many as I can, get packed in my car. I think I can maybe only get one or two because it already is filled with all this air conditioner stuff. So this is that drip by drip. I may have to make 4 trips to the dump, and it's $9 every time to dump, as long as I have a carload. I mean, as however, what am I trying to say? It's $9 a carload to dump. That's what I was trying to say. Because I don't have a trailer for them to weigh. If I had a separate trailer, then we could just weigh it. But it's just me and my little Honda Fit, and we just doing what we do, which is fill her up and dump, fill her up and dump. Hello. Oh, that's right. And the ID. Here.
You know where to go?
Yes.
You're almost at the-
Thank you. Okay, I think I remember where to go. Yeah, I totally know where to go. Ooh. Okay, and then I went this way. And then I made a left. All of the potholes. Oh, it's busy today.
It's like my new favorite place. I don't know why this brings me like just autism joy, but there's something about heavy machinery that I just enjoy. I don't know. I feel like a lot of us millennial kids were really into trains and like tugboats and like all this stuff, and so we're just like, I feel like the path of being an authentic autistic adult is just being 5. It's like being 5 but with the autonomy of an adult, and lots of naps and playtime and lots of juice to make sure you stay hydrated, and regular meals, and go to bed early. Like that's my life, but that's also the life I lived when I was 5. Look at this thing. The dump is like a happening spot. All right, I gotta go get my iPad fixed, and then I don't know, pick up groceries, and then go take Yin and Yang out.
This video was brought to you by 40 Acres and 2 Pitbulls Productions, as we explore the realms of dog training and companionship. The opinions, thoughts, and feelings shared here reflect my personal journey of healing from PTSD and post-traumatic slave syndrome. Stay tuned for more adventures and insights. Remember, every step forward is a step towards healing and understanding.